guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Elena and I'm an American that lives in Calcutta, India, and I like to make videos about my everyday life. So if you watched my recent video about my mango tree orchards, then you know that I got a big bag of mangoes. This much, to be precise. So I've been trying to think about things, what I can do with these, and I've been looking online and I found that why not do a 24-hour challenge where I only eat mangoes for 24 hours, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And so that's what I'm gonna do. So I've never done a challenge like this before, so I'm super excited. I've done a lot of research on different types of recipes I could do. I also asked my subscribers on Instagram what type of recipes I could make, so that was really helpful. So I think I have a really good idea of what I'm going to make for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Now I do want to say my husband did not want to partake in this challenge with me, but there are a lot of different recipes I will make sure to save so he can try later on this evening. But I'm super excited to do this challenge, so let's go ahead and start our breakfast. So I have my handy dandy notebook here that I wrote down all the different recipes I'm gonna make. So for breakfast, I have decided to make mango paratha with mango chutney, and I'm gonna make two different types of mango chutneys. Now this mango paratha is not gonna be stuffed mango, which I've seen a lot. It's actually, the mango pulp is actually going to be mixed in with the dough, which is quite interesting. But before I get started with that, I do want to make some mango fruity because it does need to stay in the refrigerator for a couple of hours. So I want to make that so that it is ready for lunchtime when I go to have it then. So my first recipe I'll make for you guys is the mango fruity, and then the rest of them. And I do want to say I'll be talking about the recipes and showing you how I'm making it, but these are not from me. I honestly have never made these recipes before. So what I'll do is I'll make sure to link the videos that I found for these recipes in the description box below. So if you guys are interested in making them too, you can. So let's get started. So for this recipe, we want 2 cups of chopped fresh mango. We want half a cup of raw mango. We want half a cup of sugar. And then we also want 2 cups of water. And we are just going to stir this to mix it up a little bit. And then we're just going to cover it and let it boil for 10 minutes. After about 10 minutes, we're going to mix it. It's cooked well. And now we're going to drain it. And we're going to let this cool completely, and then we're going to blend it. So I blended it into a nice smooth paste, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to sieve it now, so then I get all the big chunks out of it. So what I did to let it cool down quicker was I just went ahead and put it in the fridge. But yeah, what we're going to do now is just sieve it through here. And then any of the big chunks we will just go ahead and discard. Okay. And when we're done with that, we will then want to whisk it until it becomes a smooth texture. Alright, after it becomes a smooth texture, we will go ahead and add 4 cups of water. And then we'll just stir it and combine it. See? So it's nice and well combined. And I will go ahead now and transfer it to a bottle. And there you have it, guys. The mango fruity is complete. Super simple and easy recipe. I'm super excited to try this during lunchtime, but I'm gonna go ahead and put this in the refrigerator because they say to let it sit in there for at least 2 hours. So so now it's time to make breakfast. I am getting very hungry. So like I told you guys, I am going to be making 2 types of chutney. So one chutney I'm going to make with fresh mangoes or ripe mangoes, and the second chutney I am going to make with unripened mangoes. So I've never made this before. I don't think I've actually ever tried mango chutney before, so I'm super excited to do that. But before I get started, I just want to show you guys my handy dandy little apron that I wear when I cook, especially when I'm wearing some nice outfits. My mother got this for me when she came to visit in February of last year, no, February 2019, and so it's been a lifesaver. I love it because it gets messy, but sometimes I forget to wear it. But anyway, all right, let's go ahead and start with the ripe mango chutney first. So let's go ahead and heat up our pan, and we will add the oil. Then we'll add the cinnamon stick. We'll add the cumin seeds, fennel seeds, and nigella seeds. And we'll just saute those for a few seconds. Now I'm gonna add the coriander powder, red chili powder, and turmeric powder. Now I'm going to add the mango cubes. Now I'll add the salt. I'm going to add just a little bit of water. Now I'm going to cover the lid and let it simmer for about 8 minutes. Sorry guys, real quick, I just realized I didn't add the ginger and asfa, the hinge I believe you also can call it, and I'm following a recipe online and it said that was part of the ingredients, but when I was watching the video they didn't add it in. So I'm not going to add it in, I'll keep that for another recipe, but yes, I noticed it, so I just thought I'd let you guys know. So in the recipe I'm making now, I'm not going to add it, so please ignore those 2 ingredients. So about 8 minutes now, I'm gonna go ahead and add the raisins and sugar. I feel like I need a little more water. Now cover that for a couple more minutes. Okay, so after a couple minutes, I'm going to go ahead and add the vinegar. And cook that for a couple more minutes. Alright guys, I think it's complete. I think it's supposed to be a thicker consistency. Again, the recipe I found wasn't super detailed on how long to actually cook it, but it looks completed. So I'm going to go ahead and transfer it into a serving dish. I mean, it smells delicious, but I'm not going to try it yet. I'm going to wait till I sit down to eat it. Looks delicious. Let's quickly make this next recipe. We are going to need 2 tablespoons of oil. We're going to need some mustard seeds, cumin seeds, fennel seeds, a little bit of methi, and a little bit of LAUNJI seeds. Sorry if I said that incorrectly. We just want a pinch of hinge. We're going to go ahead and just mix that together, saute it on low flame. Now we're going to add about 1 raw mango. Mix that together. Then we're going to put another 2 little shredded tablespoons of raw mango. We're going to add some turmeric powder, red chili powder, ginger powder, and a little bit of salt. Now we're gonna add 1 cup of water. So I'll go ahead and put the lid on there. Come back in 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, it was actually really dry. I think I had the heat up too hot. So I put some more water in it. So I don't know if that's gonna affect the flavor at all. But you wanna make sure that your mangoes are soft when you put your fork in it, so it is cooked properly. Then what we wanna do is we wanna add 1/4 cup of jaggery. It's been about 10 minutes, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add some garam masala. So it's supposed to be a thick consistency. This isn't very thick right now. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let it cook a little longer. I'm gonna increase the heat just a little bit. And again, it could be because I added a little bit too much extra raw water, but I'd rather it be a little bit liquidy than too dry. So I'll just turn the heat up a little bit, let it get a little thicker, and I think that'll be it for this recipe. Yeah, so after turning the heat up for a few more minutes, it does look a lot thicker. So I think it's done. I'll go ahead and plate it in a bowl. It smells phenomenal too, with that jaggery. So it's supposed to be sweet and spicy. If you had like red chili flakes, you could also use that, but unfortunately, I do not have any of that. And there you have it, guys. Raw mango chutney. Finally, the chutneys are completed. This next recipe I think I'm most excited for though, because it is mango paratha. I love parathas, and I have never seen a recipe like this before. So let's quickly put it together so we can eat our breakfast. So we're gonna take about 1 cup. So the original recipe says 1 cup atta. I like to do 1/2 cup atta, 1/2 cup maida. So we're gonna do that. Then I'm gonna mix that together. Then you're gonna take about 1/2 cup of mango puree. So I basically just cut 1.5 mangoes, fresh mangoes, and blended it, and that's it. So you're gonna actually mix that into the dough. Then you're also gonna take a little bit of cumin powder, a little bit of red chili powder, and a little bit of salt, and you're gonna mix it in. I'm curious to know how the salty spiciness or the savory and sweetness is going to combine well together. Then I'm also gonna add just a little bit of water. I think that was too much. Just a little bit, and you're gonna mix it like you would normal paratha. All right, so after it sits for a little bit, you should be able to make 6 parathas with this dough. And I am just going to do 2 for me, and then I'll save the rest for later for my husband to try. But you kind of want 6 lemon size balls. Now we're gonna roll out the paratha. I like to put a newspaper underneath because it just helps my board from moving. So what you're gonna do, you're gonna take a little bit of atta or whole wheat flour. And we're just gonna roll it out. Alright guys, so we're going to heat up our pan, and what I like to do, I just like to flip it on there and let it heat up for about a minute on one side. I don't know if you can see it, but it kind of starts to darken to let you know that it's heating up. So once it's kind of all evenly darkened, I like to then flip it. like to use ghee when making paratha. You don't have to. You can easily use oil too, but I just like to wipe ghee over the top of it. Okay, then I flip it. Flip it again. That's perfect. Love to see those brown spots on it. Flip it again. Flip it one more time. And that's it. Now let's eat some breakfast. Finally, time to try out these chutneys. So I'll just put a little bit on my plate of each one. I really hope it turns out good. Alright, so first I want to try the parathas by itself. That's very good. Very light mango taste, but it's not too overpowering or too sweet. It's actually really delicious. All right, let's try the sweet mango first. That's actually not bad. I'm not a big chutney fan. I love mangoes, but that is delicious. So like I said earlier, they didn't have me include like the ginger and the hinge, but oh my gosh, that is great flavor. All right, now let's try this unripe mango chutney. That's really good too. Definitely different flavor, different taste to it. Wow, guys. It took me a lot longer to make all this than expected, so I am starving. I'm going to finish this, but it was worth the wait. Phenomenal. I've never had this mango chutney before. Both of them are very delicious. One's a little bit spicier than the other, but it's so good. The flavors and the combinations with the ripe and unripe mangoes, and then it goes so well with this mango paratha. I was actually a little afraid that it may not turn out very good, but holy moly, it all was amazing, and I can't wait for my husband to try it. If he doesn't today, then at least I have plenty left over for this weekend for him to try for breakfast another time, because I think he would actually really like this. So yay, first meal of the day, a success. I will see you guys at lunchtime. All right guys, so it is lunchtime now. I changed into something a little bit more comfortable because I love wearing cute outfits, but it is a very hot and humid day today, so I want to wear something a little more comfortable. So my breakfast, I ate a lot later than I wanted to, so I'm not too hungry for lunch. So because of that, I'm just going to make a small lunch. So basically, I'm going to be making mango dal, and sweet and sour mango dal, I believe. And so it's going to be quick and simple and easy. I already got my rice cooking in the rice cooker. So you want to get some dal, and I already rinsed this already, and we want to put it in the pressure cooker. Then we want to add some water. And like I said, all these recipes I will have in the description, a link to the recipes in the description box below. So I'll add the water, and we just want this to do one whistle basically. We don't want to overcook it because we don't want it to become mushy. So we're just going to go ahead and cook this until we hear one whistle. So it only takes a couple of minutes for the first whistle. So I'm gonna go ahead and let out some of the steam because we wanna open it pretty quickly so that the dough doesn't get mushy and I wanna be able to mix it. Okay, so once all the steam's out, I'm gonna go ahead and open it. And then you're just gonna take a whisk, and while it's still pretty hot, you're gonna whisk it all together. This helps to break the dough down and mix well with the water. All right, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna heat up a little bit of mustard oil. We're gonna temper it with red chili and some green chili, some black mustard seeds. Then we're gonna add about 1 sliced raw mango. So add a little bit of salt. So after you mix it a little bit, basically I'm going to cover it and let it cook for about 5 minutes to help the mangoes soften up. Alright guys, so you want to make sure that throughout the 5 minutes you are stirring constantly just so that it doesn't burn, but can also cook evenly. So now what we're going to do is we're going to add some salt, and then we're going to add the dal. We're going to add some turmeric. We'll add some sugar. And we're basically going to boil this on medium heat for about 6 minutes. It's been about 6 minutes, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a couple pieces of mango. I'm going to mash it. And you don't have to, this is optional, but I'm just going to mash it basically and then put it back into the dal. Let's put it back in. Cook that just 1 or 2 more minutes. I think that's it. The sweet and sour Bengal dal is complete. All right, finally, lunchtime. I am most excited about this mango fruity. So let's go ahead and give it a try in this hot, humid, and sticky day. I'm sure this is going to be so refreshing. Okay, let's try it. Let's see how it is. Oh, that's good. It's not too sweet. Actually, it was only half a cup of sugar. I'm sure if you want it sweeter, you could add more sugar into it, but it's very light. It's very refreshing. Not too thick, but thick enough to give it a nice little smooth texture to it. Delicious and super easy to make, super simple. All right, let's try this mango dal. So I'm not usually a big fan of dals anyway, so I'm not for sure how I'm going to like this, but I have a little bit of rice. And again, it says it's supposed to be sweet and tangy. It's a special sweet and sour Bengal dal. They say it's perfect in the summer months because usually during this time it's mango season. And so during the mango season, there's also a lot of kind of west winds that come through that knock down mangoes off of the tree, so they're still unripe, and they use these unripe mangoes to make this type of dal. So let's try it. Smells good. Wow, not at all what I was expecting. It's actually not too sweet. Wow, that is delicious. I thought it was gonna have a big mango flavor, and when it was like saying sweet and tangy. Perfect amount of sweetness, perfect amount of saltiness. I think this might be my favorite doll so far I've tried. Whoa, I have to have my husband try this. I'm sure he'll love it. Oh my gosh. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and finish my lunch. So far, everything's been turning out really good, and I'm really happy about that. So, but I'm super excited for what's to come for dinner. All right, guys, so it's still a couple of hours away for my dinner time, but while the sun is still out and shining, such a beautiful day, I thought I would go ahead and make it now so then I could have good lighting, because my kitchen gets really dark at nighttime. So I only have 2 more dishes to go, and then this day's challenge will be complete. So for dinner, I'm actually so excited for this dish. I've been waiting to make this for a long time, but I've decided that I am going to cook mango curry. It's more of a southern Indian dish, I believe, because it's made with coconut milk. Out of all the dishes today, this is the one I don't think my husband will like. He doesn't like coconut very much, especially when things are made with coconut milk and coconut water, which this recipe is. But I'm gonna go ahead and make the coconut curry, mango coconut curry, and then I'm also going to make dessert, which is going to be mango cheesecake. So we are going to be using our hands a lot for this recipe, so of course make sure you wash your hands. So first what we want to do is we are going to add about a cup of small onions. We're going to add some sliced ginger, 2 green chilies, slits, some curry leaves, 2 sprigs of curry leaves, salt to taste, and then we're going to also add a little bit of vinegar. Then we're just basically going to mix that all together, really squeeze it, and combine it all together. Okay, move that off to the side. Now we're going to add a little bit of turmeric powder, coriander powder, red chili powder, a little bit of coconut oil. And then we're going to mix all that up first, and then we're going to mix it with everything else again. We're going to mix in 1 cup raw mango and mix that together with it. And then we're going to let this rest for about 15 minutes. Okay, so now after 15 minutes, we're going to heat it up, and we're going to add 2 cups of thin coconut milk. Now I've actually made my own homemade coconut milk. Super easy to make. So we're going to mix this up, and we're going to cook it on medium heat. So I cooked it for about 10 minutes. You basically just want to cook it until your mangoes become soft. Then we want to shut the heat off. Now we want to add half a cup of thick coconut milk. So again, this is like your first part of your coconut milk when you make it. We're going to go ahead and stir that in. Now we're going to move that to the side. And now we're going to temper some more spices. 2 teaspoons of oil. I'm going to take about 2 red chilies. I'm going to take about 1 small onion cut. Put a pinch of salt. Just temper that. Kind of let the onions get a little soft. Then I'm going to add about a sprig of curry leaves. Now all I'm going to do is add it to the curry. Mix it around a little. And that's it. I'm going to let this sit for a few minutes and then it will be ready to serve. Finally, guys, we are on the last recipe of today. So now we are going to make the dessert, which is probably going to be my most favorite. So first what you want to do is you want to crumb up some digestive biscuits. It doesn't matter what kind, whatever you prefer. I just use regular digestive biscuits. And I found that when I would put them in the blender, I still get lots of chunks. So I really like to put it in a bag, and I just like to take my rolling pin and kind of roll it over the bag to make it crumbs. Now what we want to do is we want to go ahead, transfer it to a bowl. Then you want to take about 50 grams of melted butter, and we're going to pour that in here. And we just really want to get a spoon to incorporate it all together. All right, oh, smells good. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a pan, and then I'm going to take the breadcrumbs, and basically I'm just going to pat it down. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bake this in the oven at 180 degrees Celsius for about 8 minutes. All right, guys, so while the base is cooking, we're going to go ahead and make the actual cheesecake filling. So first you need about 300 grams of room temperature cream cheese. We want to make sure that it's nice and soft and mixed together. Then we want about half a cup of sugar. You can do regular or powdered. I'm doing powdered sugar because I think it mixes in well better into the ingredients. You're going to need about half a cup of dough, half a cup of heavy cream, a tablespoon or teaspoon of vanilla extract, and about 2 tablespoons of corn flour. And then we want to mix this really well. So once this part's mixed, we're going to want to add our mango puree. So it's about 2 cups. And then we're just going to mix this in with it. All right, it's looking perfect. Now at this point, if you want, you can taste it to make sure it is sweet enough. Oh, wow. Oh yeah, that's good. If you need to add more sweetness, you can, or more sugar, you can. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna pour this in the base of our pan. Kind of jiggle it around. Okay, now what's really important here is it's really important to have something underneath that you can put water on, because this is going to help the cheesecake cook thoroughly, or cook all the way evenly through. It's also going to help not crack the cheesecake. But that's about it. I'm going to go ahead and put this in the oven at 160 degrees Celsius for about 35 to 40 minutes, or until it is completely baked. So the micro oven just went off. Here you have it, guys, the mango cheesecake. So I have to put this in the refrigerator for at least 4 hours to let it set completely, and then I will put a topping on, and then it will be ready to eat. So 4 hours, I know that's a whiles away, but that's about the time that my husband will be eating his dinner. So I will check this out and try it at that time. Finally, the last main meal of the day. Let me tell you, these dishes, they weren't difficult to make. They were pretty easy, but they just took such a long time to prep for them. I mean, I think I've been in that kitchen all day, like for over 6 hours. But so far, it's been really worth it. Sorry if the lighting's a little bad here, guys. It is nighttime now, so I don't have the best light here in my living room, but that's all right. So this is what I'm so excited and waiting for all day. So I actually eat my dinner a lot earlier than my husband. I like to eat around 7 p.m., 8 p.m. My husband likes to eat around 10 p.m., 11 p.m. I'm just used to eating earlier. I prefer to eat earlier because I find that when I eat a little later, it gives me an upset stomach. I have difficulty sleeping at nighttime. And you really shouldn't eat at least 2 hours before your bedtime. So I like to go to bed by 11 midnight at the latest if I can. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and dig in. I do want to say I got another glass of the mango fruity that I made earlier today. Oh, so good. All right, let's dig in. I really hope this is good. I usually really like curry, so this is different. So let me go ahead and just try. Well, I'll put some in here. It smells amazing. All right, now let me just try the curry itself. Not bad. That's not bad at all. It's actually not very spicy. Much better when you add it with the rice. It really brings out the flavors of the curry a lot more. This is a perfect dish. If you don't like a lot of spicy curries, this would be perfect because it's not very spicy. It has the perfect amount of spice. I think the mango helps to balance that out. It's really not that sweet. If you were to say it's sweet, very, very, very little. I actually really, really like the flavor. Now for me personally, I could have this a little bit more spicier, but it is delicious. I really like this. Definitely unique, something different. But very, very delicious. Awesome. Well, guys, I'm not done yet. I still have my mango cheesecake to try later. And let me tell you, I have not had cheesecake in for so long, but I just found some cheesecake at the store the other day, so I just knew I had to make this dessert today. So I have to let it sit in the refrigerator for a couple of hours. I should have made it first in the morning, so it would have been ready by now, but I wasn't thinking. So maybe when my husband's having dinner, I'll go ahead and try it then. I still want to make a like icing kind of for it. So not quite done with that yet. But so far, I've been having such a wonderful time. This 24-hour mango challenge has been really fun and exciting, and maybe this is something I'll try to continue, these 24-hour challenges. I mean, I really was afraid that it was going to be too boring and I would get really sick of the mangoes, but honestly, every single dish tastes so different. Most of these, you can't even taste the mango in the dish, and it tastes so good. So you guys should try these recipes out. I know I said in the beginning of the video that I will go ahead in the description box below and post all the videos that I followed when making these recipes, because if you follow them like I did, they should turn out delicious. Okay, so I will finish my dinner now, and then I will catch back with you guys in a couple of hours to try the final delicious dessert. Finally, the last thing to try. So I think I need to let it sit in the refrigerator a little longer, but it's getting pretty late, and like I said, I don't like to eat right before bed because it really gives me an upset stomach and I have a hard time sleeping at night. But let's go ahead and try it. Oh yeah. Amazing, delicious. So good. And yeah, if it hardens even a little bit more, I mean, it's pretty good now, but if it hardens a little more, it'll be perfect. Oh! So good. I'm gonna go ahead and get a slice for my husband. He has just finished dinner, and yes, like I predicted, he did not like the mango curry. It's too South Indian. Again, that coconut milk. I couldn't taste it, but I don't know. I think it's delicious, so that's okay. Hopefully, I can get his reaction when he tries the mango paratha and mango chutneys tomorrow morning. If he does, then I will make sure to add that clip at the end of this video so you guys can check it out. But that'll do it for you guys today. I hope you really enjoyed this video. If you did, then please give me a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button because it really helps to support my channel. And I hope to see you guys in my next video. Bye! Alright, now I do want your honest opinion. It's okay if you don't like it. I won't be upset. I really like it.
Very good.
This one's made out of ripe mangoes, and that one you're eating is unripe.
Yeah.
Which one do you like better? Would you
This
say
one?
the ripe? Yeah, that was my favorite too. And then of course you liked the cheesecake last night, right?
Yes.
All right, awesome. Do you like the paratha? That's the one made out of mango.
Yeah, I can't see any difference.
Right, you can't even taste it. That's what I thought too.
It's sweeter.
Great, awesome.